What is going on YouTube? Kronos here, and welcome back to the PSO2 video. So today's video, we're just going to be going over, I guess, the few articles we have that have already released today. It is currently Monday, March 29th. I know tomorrow we're going to be getting a bunch more news, more than likely. We've got things like Arcs Hour and a bunch of other stuff that's going to pop up. But I usually like to do one of these videos ahead of time, just kind of set expectations of what I think might be coming up, give my predictions, so on and so forth. So just as a heads up, guys, we don't know everything that's coming out just yet. We've seen a little bit of information. We did get some info about the campaigns and stuff like that will be coming up. I don't want to talk a little bit about those things, but I already talked about them in a previous video. You guys are welcome to check that out. In today's video, we're just mostly going to be focused on what is already announced and what we have coming up, and of course my predictions based on what we could have. So let's jump into it. So I'm here on the PSO2 official website, as we always are, for all of our news. Just PSO2.com, fairly simple. And we've got a couple of things that have popped up: scheduled maintenance and the new mission pass. Let's talk about the scheduled maintenance first. So scheduled maintenance is set from 2 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, we are planning to be live for that. So if you're looking for someone to hang out with while you're waiting for service to come up and you want to jump right into it, we will more than likely be here. Now that's also going to very largely depend on what's announced, what we're going to have coming towards us. So hopefully it's good. But if anyone had the idea or thought process, now granted, to be fair, I had the same thought as well as a possibility, but everyone had the mindset that, hey, we might be getting the graphics update, on this next update. Well, I can tell you right now that JP had a 12-hour maintenance when that was being introduced, and I think there was a bit of extra maintenance along with it as well, pushing it back even further. So yeah, based on the time frame of our maintenance, I highly doubt that's the case, but maybe they figured out something to make it roll out faster. If it does come up, who knows? We can only find out tomorrow. But my guess, based just on maintenance time, is that's not going to be happening. So unfortunate, but that's okay. Let's keep moving. So we do have the mission pass itself. As always, they have a nice little message here for us about the mission pass. If you haven't completed the current mission pass, it ends on the 31st. We'll be getting a new mission. It ends on the 30th, excuse me. Technically the 31st because the servers will go down on the 31st, but ends on the 30th depending upon where you are. Go ahead and make sure to clear up that mission pass. Pick up your rewards. Once they are gone, you cannot get them anymore. I know some people hold off of grabbing their rewards. They grab them on different servers, or they just don't want them clogging up their inventory because they just haven't grabbed them just yet, or take some time. Make sure you get those taken care of because you will miss out on them. But as for the actual season pass itself, or the mission pass, it's just another craft stone. So we can another craft. If you're someone who doesn't have time to run 50 TPDs and you haven't been able to get your second one, this could be your second craft stone. And then the third one, of course, comes from the campaign rewards, which we'll talk about in a little bit here. Kind of a rehash of what we went over beforehand, but I do want to kind of touch on those really quick. A little bit of a tinfoil hat theory I have, but either way. We've got season 15 mission pass, got some more demioses, has another craft stone, super cool there. We've got the hug emote, very, very, very nice, and a bunch of cosmetics. Now, I did mention this, and I know some people have some different opinions about this process itself. This only shows off the cosmetic stuff, doesn't show off anything extra. We do have a boost week coming up on the 31st. We have basically the best units in the game, the best weapons in the game for the most part, for almost all classes. Some classes are still missing out on a few things they really need. Actually, mostly just Fluxia is what we're missing out on for the most part. Outside of that, it's just going to be augments and creating these different things. But I personally believe now is the best time for the mission pass to go ahead and update to what the mission pass is over on JP. If you're unaware, they've got a bit of a boosted mission pass. It's got some different capsules and things like that in it that help out for augmentation, which I believe at this point in time would be super beneficial to have, considering we have a boost week coming up. So hopefully that's the case, and SEGA believes the same thing that I do, but some people seem to have different opinions, thinking that maybe, the difference in the star gem value of the global mission pass versus the JP mission pass is why they have more than we do, so on and so forth. But of course, everyone has a different opinion. We don't really know until, have insider information, and I definitely don't have that. I'm not sure if you guys do, but hey, we'll have to see how things go along. But this next portion, let's just say that's it for everything we have coming up at the moment, what we have announced at this point in time. I'll go over just a couple of quick predictions as far as information goes, just based on what we've seen so far. We do have an Arcs Hour coming up. That Arcs Hour is scheduled for tomorrow. I'll make sure to include the exact times in the video description. Actually, the power of editing. We are suddenly over on Twitter. So now we can see that we have an Arcs Hour scheduled for the 30th. It looks like it is 2 p.m. PST, so that would be 5 p.m. EST. Great for me. I'll be off of work by then, hopefully, and we'll be able to cover the Arcs Hour. I'll be able to at least watch it together with you guys. I'll see you guys in chat, which will have special guest Black to Basics this time around. So, congratulations to Black, friend of the channel, hangs out every once in a while. Super, super chill dude. I'm not sure if you guys have seen his content. If you haven't, you definitely should. Very, very well put together. Very, very, very informative content. So should definitely check that out. But he will be on the next Arcs Hour. Super chill. But we have some interesting information. Usually when there's an Arcs Hour pops up, we've got some new content to show off. They usually want to, show us some new stuff. So we'll have to see how that works out. Hopefully, fingers crossed, is some good stuff. So because of that, my predictions personally right now are we're looking at things like Solo Sodom, which is a new solo quest. We just fight the second phase of TPD. I'm looking at that possibly coming out. Divide Quest 31 through 35. And hopefully, we already know there's a limited quest or an LQ coming out, but hopefully we also see something like the enhancer triggers, which allows us to fight Exocor consistently. It's just a straight up fight for Exocor. Would be super, super nice to see because that'd help with module costs, as well as a bunch of other things, farming certain glares, so on and so forth. So we'll have to see how things decide to go along. But those are my predictions. Again, those aren't really based on anything specific other than just the fact that, those are the pieces of information or the pieces of content we could really use at this point over on global, especially with Boost Week coming along with. So, but again, get ready, get your tinfoil hats on, guys, because I'm going to bring you guys a very special note that I think I glossed over when I went over this last time. But looking at this again on stream, I'm surprised I didn't make more of a fuss about this. All right, you got your tinfoil hats on, guys. So checking out the campaigns, we've got some pretty cool stuff on the horizon, and on the 31st, we're boosting, or it's going to be boosted. We're boosting up a bunch of quests through the Endless Nightmare LQ, or I guess they call it a mop-up op. But the LQ itself is going to be boosting a bunch of quests. Now, if we take a look at the number of quests we have here, of course, it's going to boost itself up. Okay, these become boosted by completing the above starting on the 31st. So it's going to boost these immediately. But what it's boosting is, of course, itself, its trigger, the Face of the Abyss, which is TPD, makes sense. The Malevolent Void, which is Persona, okay. Here's an interesting one, Swirling Inferno on the Arc ship. This one is Burning Rangers, the urgent quest that JP got with their past update. Their current event they have going on, they're trading in badges, 2021 badges for a bunch of old stuff. So that's interesting that Swirling Inferno is on its way. Okay, we'll have to see what's going on there. That's not the tinfoil hat theory here. We have Armada, Final Lament, of course. We have Wild Easter. Wild Easter's popping up. So hey, maybe we're getting the next Easter event coming up. We'll have to see how that goes. Interesting that Wild Easter and Swirling Inferno are here. We'll have to see what goes on there. But here's the one that has the big tinfoil hat on for. Drawn to Darkness and Cradle of Darkness, the trigger versions as well. Why would they boost old quests? We haven't used these quests in a very long time. They're pretty much outdated. You're really not necessary for anyone who's not like leveling for the most part. And even then, they don't really have great drops in them. Well, if you're following the JP PSO2, you'll know that they recently are getting an update to Cradle of Darkness and Beckoning Darkness, which are the same two urgent quests. The update is putting them to ultra hard. Interesting. These two quests pop up all of a sudden. JP is updating their version of Cradle of Darkness. Coincidence? I feel like not really. Now, again, tinfoil hat theory. I have no reason to believe this is the case. It could just deciding they want this to pop up for no specific reason. They're boosting this for no specific reason, and it's going to be on the urgency quest schedule. But still worth keeping an eye on. You don't know. Things have been happening over on JP that tend to pop over on global near around the same time, if not very soon at the same time. For example, we have a boost week coming. So does JP. They're getting the same 20% boost week that we're currently getting, that we're about to get actually in just a few days. We actually are getting a 20% boost week, I believe, before JP's ever seen one. And then JP's getting it shortly after. Now, they're also getting some other things that we could definitely use over here. Things like the SG scratch that they're going to be getting could definitely be useful for us over here. So we'll have to see how things are going to work out moving forward. I'm not 100% sure. Again, these are tinfoil hat theories, right? There's nothing that's really substantiating my thoughts behind this, but maybe from Sega, someone from Sega watches this. Maybe they find out that I'm right. Maybe no more videos come up all of a sudden. No, I'm just joking. But either way, it's just fun to kind of speculate and keep these in mind. But again, keep in mind, guys, that these are just that. They're speculations. There's nothing that bases this in fact or anything along those lines. I'm just drawing conclusions based on things that are happening on different parts of the servers. They could decide to do something completely different, and we never really know what's going to be. So we'll have to wait until we get the actual guarantee from them. But just wanted to talk about that with you guys, because I thought it'd be kind of fun to take a look at. Other things to mention that are kind of correlations with they set with each other. I mentioned I want Sodom to come out, solo Sodom. Over on JP, they just announced that they're upping their solo Sodom attempts from 2 a day, I believe, to 10 a day, and solo masquerades from current 5 a day to I think they're going to be at 50 a day. Currently, we have 10 masquerade a day, so that might move us up to 50. Maybe Solo Sodom releases at 10 a day. We'll have to see. They did mention that a lot of things are going to be happening. They want to happen on parity with Global and JP, so we'll have to see how that works out. It looks like they're trying to start to sync things up even closer to what everyone's got. I mean, again, just little things like the Swirling Inferno showing up here, and then Drawn to Darkness and Cradle of Darkness showing down here right as they mention they're upgrading these to Ultra Hard. I mean, those are things you really can't ignore. You can't look away from that sort of stuff, right? So we'll have to see how things go. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions, feel free to toss them in the comments below. Maybe you have your own tinfoil hat theories. Feel free to toss those in the comments below. But again, be respectful of one another. A like on the video is much appreciated and absolves you of half of your ad block. The other half is absolved by subscribing. Both are completely free and they do help me out a ton. If you guys want to keep up with the content, make sure to click on the bell icon to be notified of videos as they go live, as well as community posts, or join us over on Discord or follow me over on Twitter for notifications via those 2 avenues. Thanks so much for watching, guys, all the way to the end. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Peace out.